Yo, yo, yo. Happy Friday to everybody. This Pastor Everett in the studio. Talk J Radio. Oh, did you hear the clap? Did you hear the clap? Jazz boy, you something else, boy. Listen, we're here on another Friday. Every single Friday is a wonderful way to end your week and to calm down your week before a hectic weekend. Before you get out there with family and friends and do a little barbecue and the seafood and the crawfish and the crabs. Hey, but listen, we wanted to pause on Talk J Radio Show and tell everybody we pray that you have a fantastic weekend and that this week you did something to help your fellow man, a fellow woman to become better in every stride of life. Hey, listen, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff this Friday. I don't want to take too much time in this introduction because I'm flabbergasted to have somebody in the studio with us today who I think his story is worth telling across America, across the world. I pray that it reach everywhere where people can hear the truth about just our justice systems and all of these other narratives that is happening in our communities and happening in our cities today. And later on in the show, on the second half of the show, I got a couple of my brothers in here. We all grew up together and came up together. And we some way, somehow escaped some of the tragedies that unfortunately some brothers wasn't able to escape. And we're going to talk about that and talk about the Warriors in Toronto. Man, I don't know if Drake going to be mad tonight. You know, I don't know what's going to pop off. But I know one thing. Them boys ain't going to lay down like that, you know. So we're going to talk about that later on in the program. But listen, I want to jump right into that on Talk J Radio Show. We want to welcome Mr. Jerome Morgan to the show this Friday. Welcome, man.
Well, thank you, man. Good afternoon.
Man, good afternoon, man.
Yeah, we just call me Kawhi against all odds. Yes.
Kawhi against all odds, eh? We done put the sports in the beginning, man. Oh, man, I should have said too much about Golden State, but, man, it's shut me down already. Hey, listen, man, good luck for Kawhi. That's all I got to say. They going to have to bring that game again tonight.
Against all odds.
They going to have to bring it again tonight, but we're going to see what's popping off. I'm going to text you later on. Said not, you got to answer now. You know how people get.
I'm going to answer.
They don't answer that
I ain't like that. Yeah. I take my wins and my losses.
Oh, man, listen. So, you know, this week, Jerome, man, we all watch When They See Us, and I hope that every person in America who have yet to watch that Netflix documentary, I pray that they hurry up and go and check it out because that documentary is something amazing. It is something that really provoked conversation in these yet to be United States of America, as well as that documentary provoked thought as it relates to I'm a pastor, man, so from the church side, from the community side, from a man side, you know, who some way, somehow escaped the hardship of life, and how can he turn back around and help somebody else, these young boys. So when I seen the documentary, man, I immediately started contacting some of my people, and I said, man, this Friday can't be no show about nothing else but the injustices that are
Freedom Friday.
Freedom. Oh, come on, man. Don't do that to me on this Friday, boy.
Freedom Friday.
Boy, y'all will me run around the studio. But Freedom Friday, that's what we're going to call it, man. Freedom Friday. Thank you so very much. But this show couldn't be about nothing else but what is going on, the conversation that is happening in America. And, of course, they recommended you, man, and say that you'll be willing to come and share with us.
Indeed.
And when I talked to you, man, I heard the freedom and the pain in your voice, yes, to be able to come and talk about your story. A lot of people across America probably don't even know your story, man.
Yeah, like the pastor said, I'm Jerome Morgan. I come up here in New Orleans. I was raised in foster care in Pontchartrain Park area.
Wow.
By 1993, by the time I was 17, went to a Sweet 16 party. You know, and you know how it was back then, in the early 90s, late 80s. You know, a lot of police corruption, political corruption. And we had our own music, a rowdy bounce music. So, you know, it was one of those times where, you know, the party got so hostile with the music. Guys went to bumping each other, which eventually turned into a fight that erupted into gunfire.
Wow.
And a 16-year-old was murdered that night, and 2 other 16-year-olds were killed. I was there with like 4 of my friends that I hadn't seen in a while at this point in time because I was put out to foster care or the foster home that I was staying in then. So we hadn't hung out for a while. So this is our first time hanging out again at this party. So, you know, initially when I first heard the gunshots, I cowered under the DJ table where I was standing, and my other friends ran into an adjacent room. And then after the shot stopped and the lights came on, people were screaming and hollering from the room that I seen my friends running. So, of course, I wanted to go see if my friends were safe, and discovered a guy that we all was acquainted with was suffering from a gunshot wound to the leg.
Wow.
And so I started, I don't know where I got it from, but, you know, back then, you know, we were taught by the older folks. Principles and values and things that come, you know, natural, you know, when things are in chaos. So I thought to take off my shirt to stop his bleeding. It didn't fit, so my friend took off a tablecloth that was on a refreshment table to stop the bleeding. By the time we made it from that room, there's a homicide detective there barricading the doors and not allowing anybody to leave unless you be interviewed by the homicide detectives. So I went through that process, right? And left, and didn't think much of it as far as being accused of it or anything. But of course, you know, seeing something like that was traumatizing. But at the same time, in New Orleans, it wasn't nothing out of the ordinary.
You're just trying to help your friend,
right? And so, you know, it came a time during the summer, or at the end of the summer, one of my best friends, Leslie, was intended the school that the fatal friend was going at, Sarah T. Reed. And so she called me to tell me that my name was being included in rumors as a person responsible for the murder.
Wow.
Now, I have you, by evidence, the perpetrator was chased while he fled the scene. And so, of course, that troubled me. I canceled my trip to the Saints Atlanta game, and, you know, just try to figure out why would somebody accuse me of such a thing, especially when I'm not that type of person to, you know, bring guns to a fight. You know what I mean?
So you fought back then. You fought back then.
We fought, and we left it where it was. You win some, you lose some.
Right.
That's how I was.
Catch another round next time.
Right. You know, if you something else on your chest, or you might respect it. You know?
Right.
We got it done. I lost, you won. Cool.
Right.
You know, but you know what I'm saying, I was being accused of something that was totally outside of my character. And so just that alone was troubling to me.
Devastating.
You know, I was registering for school at Jerome Mack, and I only needed like 2.5 credits to graduate high school. Well, when I was initially arrested on this charge, in which they held me for 72 days without indictment, because they can't indict you with one person identified. At the time, they just had one. So when they let me out, the fatal victim's mother, you know, she caught wind of that, was very disappointed, went into the media expressing disappointment and resentment to the city for letting out somebody who was accused of killing her son. And so they grabbed the best friend of the fatal victim and made him change his story to reflect that he was identifying me, and that's how they got the indictment and
made him change his story
and arrested me again. And 6 months after that, I was with the trial for 1 day, was found guilty. And
trial 1 day.
Trial in 1 day. Was found guilty. 6 months after my arrest, trial in 1 day, found guilty. A week after that, I was sentenced to a mandatory life sentence without the benefit of parole, probation, or suspension of sentence. I was 5'6", 136 pounds at the time. I had to go through the process of receiving Cincinnati Lane Hunt to get, you know, your classification to whatever prison you was going to. But the majority of people that receive life prisons automatically sure going to Angola.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, all the rumors you hear about Angola, of course, you know, looking at myself in the mirror, I figure I'm going to have some trouble, bro. They might take me to play with. You know, and so I prayed to God, you know, that I didn't have to kill anyone. You know, I would do everything I supposed to as a man to keep my respect for people. You know what I'm saying? I just asked God to please protect me and don't allow me to get into that where I have to seriously hurt someone.
Hold a minute, Jerome. So right here, we're in Angola. But let's back up a little bit, because I think there's a lot of information that I want to explore, man. You say you come through the foster care system, and then, okay, fine, I'm coming through the foster care system. Just went out, man, just to party. I gotta ask you, man, because I wouldn't back that. The party was popping or what?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good party. I mean, a lot of people were having fun dancing and stuff. I've seen a lot of familiar faces because I went to 35 for my freshman year of high school. You know, so I was put out because I skipped class during the second lunch to, spend time with a girl. But a lot of people that I knew from that school, and that probably played into them saying it was me. A lot of people were familiar with me that I didn't know.
Yeah. So you're in the party, man. You're just having some fun, and this come upon you 6 months after it happened. All of those things. You go to prison, man. How you feeling at that time? So, I'm a person, man, that have, I think, not that I think a lot of it has to do with the psychic, right? Because two things. You coming through the foster care system, okay? That's devastating enough. And then you just go out just one of those nights, man, just to have some fun. And the second thing is you just trying to help a friend, which this story is so reflective of Corey Wise's story, right? Just trying to be there for a friend, was with a girl, right? Eating and all that kind of stuff, and never made it to the park, man, and got the harshest of punishment out of the 5, man. So how you thinking right there, man? We ain't talking legal. We just talking as a person thinking, man.
That's the most important thing. And to be perfectly honest with you, if I would have to, put it into terms, there's no, English word to describe it.
Wow.
But, the best, thing I can say to accurately describe that feeling is just being void of yourself.
Wow.
Because everything you've been taught, everything you've
go out the window.
Is out the window.
Is out the window. So the whole help your brother, make you better.
Yeah, and all that. You just feel void. Because you feel like you're being punished for all those things.
Wow. Because I when I was watching the documentary, man, and then when I read your story, I said, man, these things are parallel. Those stories are parallel. It seems like you're trying to do right. Now, I'm a pastor, and I went through this particular story with my church on Wednesday night, and we're going to go back to you now, making it to Angola. But I started off Bible study talking about that, to be honest, man, as a pastor, I've been preaching for 22 years. I preached all over the country and all this type of stuff. And those things sound nice, but at the end of the day, if you set a Corey Wise or Jerome Morgan before me to have one of those in-depth conversations about theology, Christianity, and all of those type of things, my words might be just a little few as it relates to really hitting the core transitions of your life, right? I mean, come on, man. You go from foster care, then you try to help somebody, try to just be a person who's doing what you referenced to, that the older folks taught you some principles. You're just trying to be there for your friend, and now you in Angola, and for something you didn't do, man.
And I just lived in a state of
shock, huh?
Yeah, just void, just being void of myself for a while. I could distinctly remember, at least 5 years. I just was
just numb
and hoping that this all would be resolved by somebody just saying, come on, let me out. You're not supposed to be in here, But at the same time, I'm the type of person that wouldn't wish, that type of suffering on nobody. Worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? And being from New Orleans, you see the corruption, so you know that what they call the justice system is not in your corner, it's not in your favor, and so
you're just hoping for some bleaker hope,
some bleaker light. I believe in God. I have faith, and I know the truth. I know the truth. Just keeping it just me. You know what I'm saying? I know the truth all around, that people going through stuff that a lot of adults wouldn't even be able to handle.
Yeah, but they ain't built for it now.
Right, and we underage, you know what I'm saying, and young, and seeing all this corruption and deceit, bro. It's just it prepares you not to be so surprised when it happens. But I never imagined that someone would get locked up for something they didn't do and then you lose their life.
Wow. Hey, listen, call in right now, 504-260-9265. We got Mr. Jerome Morgan in the studio, man. If nothing else, you ought to be calling in, congratulating him and celebrating him for being strong and being an example, man. I really want to jump right back into it, man, because you said something. You said the only thing that you had was a bleak of hope.
Yes.
And you believed in God, and it was something you had to hold on to, hope and truth.
Yes.
That's the only thing that
Hebrews 11 chapter, verse 1.
Come on.
That's what I held on to.
Come on. Yeah. That's all you had.
That's all I had.
That's it.
That's all I had.
Wow.
The evidence of things not seen.
Yeah. Faith. Yeah. Hope for. That's all I have. Wow. That's unique to the story because, let's just keep on paralleling these Central Park 5 and yours. Every time Corey Wise go before the parole board, they try to make him admit that he did a crime. And he said, I didn't do it. So put me back where you got me from, but I'm going to stick to my truth.
Right. And my empathy to that fact in Corey Wise' story, the Central Park 5 is we don't have parole eligibility with our life sentence. But I did experience that during the time when, because I used to mentor while I was in prison, after years of, having to accept the possibility of me dying in prison.
Wow.
So I made a vow to myself that I do everything I can to help somebody else avoid this situation. And so during that time, I was...
Man, how deep was that? Wait, man, during this time. Kids, stay right there, but how deep is that? To accept that thought. That's a big thought, man.
Well, I mean, it came a time when I had to, have that battle with myself. Like, I read this book by T.G. Jakes, Thou Loose Him.
Woman, yeah.
And so there was this battle I had to have with myself.
Yeah.
And that question was the main battle. Now,
can you
have
accept?
a life sentence. Accept,
can you really accept it? Yeah.
Can you live a faithful life to God?
Wow.
While you're here.
Wow.
If you have to stay here.
Wow, man. I read the book.
God waking you up every morning for a purpose. So,
Still got breath in your body.
Right. And so that I vowed to myself and to God that I would be satisfied as long as I could make a difference in somebody else.
Golly. Yeah. All right,
come
on, man. Boy, you got me going, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I started to do. And, while I was there, well, I want to say, too,
yes, sir,
that, upon me arriving in Angola and knowing that my family and stuff couldn't take care of me,
that's a whole nother thing, man.
Yeah, I picked up the skill to cut hair. I taught myself to cut hair, So, and it worked for me because, I have a talent in art, and I saw the extension of my art. And at the same time, I'm just a guy that like to counsel with other people, to listen and learn.
Yeah.
And so it gave me that opportunity to have one-on-one with a lot of people, a lot of guys, on what the truth of the matter is in their situations. And learning that, the end result, is not the reflection of the person. It's the process that they went through to get to that point and commit whatever crime or trouble that they was involved in.
It made you, man. I said something the other day. I said, man, some people ain't qualified, built to go through that type of stuff. And people who been through something like that, they was built for it. That's something to talk about, man. So look, you're in Angola, you're picking up these crafts, you're cutting hair, you're making peace with the fact that.
But the administration was not for all that. Like I had over 100 write-ups while I was in prison. I went to solitary confinement 4 different times for no less than a year at a time. There was time when they put me on segregation, for things that were fabricated, and they just have you sitting on solitary for months at a time till they, decide to let you out because they knew you got you on a fabricated report. So, it was a lot of intentional, agitation directed at that kind of spirit. The whole point in prison is to break your spirit.
Ooh, man.
That's its only objective, to break your spirit and turn you into a product for them to use. And upon arriving there, like I went in the cell, my first cell was a 2-man cell with a guy that been here 22 years.
Yeah.
Thank God that this guy wasn't one that was involved in a lot of the prison games. Homosexuality, drugs and gambling, all the things that they encourage you to do.
Only thing they show and broadcast.
But they encourage you in the prison to get involved in these things. That's the ways of prison. That's
the culture.
You soft if you're not involved in these things. And so, but like I said, my cellmate was a radical dude, and he had already been abused by the guards and stuff. Had a scar from ear to ear across his head, where he had to have surgery on his brain because they, kind of like dumped him on his brain after he refused to do something he felt like that was violating his rights.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, from there I got my GED.
Wow.
I found a passionate love for writing. You know,
I see you, man. I see you. Yeah.
Writing became my best friend.
Yeah, freedom.
You know?
Huh?
Right. You know, and reading, you know, it just broadened my mind. So as I was watching the documentary, when they see us, it's like it's different. Prison culture is different up north than down south.
Yeah.
Down south, people have less tolerance to put up with the ways of how things are in prison. Yeah. And so you'll see a person buck against that more readily than maybe up north.
Yeah.
Because it's so deeply rooted.
Yeah.
You know, and if you buck against it, you might get killed. But to us down south, we'd rather be dead.
Right.
And we'll take that chance.
Right.
And so that was a different experience for me. I didn't go along with what they want. You know, like when the guard said, let me know if I can
help.
You can do something for me.
Yeah.
That would have been a fight right there. I don't care where you bring me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't do that, and especially in front of people to make them think that I'm contemplating, you know, selling my soul out just for your protection.
Yeah. Man, I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe you can help me with it. I thought you just talk about the cookies. I didn't know you were talking about it. I'm sitting at home saying, this man just want cookies? Man, he could have brought cookies with his own. I thought he just wanted cookies, man.
It's confusing. And then even like when they brought him in the room to beat him up, you don't know if he was raped or not. And
right. They leave it blank,
His life is totally destroyed after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The main thing when you enter prison here in the South is that you want to remain the same person that you were when you leave.
Yeah.
I refuse to be a different person than what I was. Talking about in a negative sense.
Yeah.
You know? I want to be the same person but better. Way better. You know?
Yeah.
So that's the difference in the prison experience. You know, because like I said, I got disciplined a lot for not going along with the program.
Wow.
You know, and at the end of my stay, as things were looking better and better for the best, I got pepper sprayed.
Wow.
For nothing.
Just keep getting you.
Yeah,
going,
you know,
they
really
try to break you.
Yeah, they want to break you. That's their intent, to break you, and they don't have to answer to anybody.
That's life. Yeah, that's right.
You know, so but even during that course, you know, I also gained a degree in graphic design.
Man,
you know?
Yep.
You know, learned my case and was able to get the necessary help that I needed on my case. And even to that point, the organization was at ends at one point. You know what I'm saying, with my case, because the witnesses wasn't willing to come forward at that point. But it wasn't until they hired somebody from the community, a black guy, that they would feel comfortable enough to, you know, reveal the truth.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just how deeply rooted racism is in our communities.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That black people don't even want to talk to white people.
Wow.
I don't care how nice you are.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. Hey, listen, 1 minute, call in, 504-260-9265. Listen, we're going to take a quick break, and I want you to call in, and we're going to hear one more thing from Mr. Jerome Morgan as it relates to how we empower these young folks. Let's fight.
This is Lester Love of the brand new Lester Love Show.
And this is the Professor. Join us weekdays at 6 a.m. where we talk about the good news.
If you're the type of person that loves to be informed and inspired, there's only one place to go, and that is the Lester Love Show every weekday at 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. on WBOK. It's real talk for real times.
Renting a car can be an easy thing at A Priority One Car Rental. A Priority One Car Rental, now servicing the New Orleans metropolitan area, is your neighborhood car rental company, conveniently located at 209 South Broad Street. Our goal is to save you money on your car rental. A Priority One Car Rental offers daily, weekly, and weekend specials. Our rental rates are as low as $30 a day. We accept credit cards, debit cards, and cash deposits. At A Priority One Car Rental, we strive to be a better car rental company with low rates, making it convenient for you to do business with us. We provide great cars and great service, so phone A Priority One Car Rental at 504-827-2900. That's 504-827-2900 to make your reservation today. Save time, save money. Call 504-827-2900 now. Why pay more at some of the other car rental companies when you can pay less at A Priority One Car Rental, 209 South Broad Street? Personal car insurance is required.
Want to learn more about how to make your business financially secure for generations to come? Don't miss the New Orleans Business Alliance's annual meeting June 27th at the Hyatt, featuring prominent St. Aug graduate and CEO of Carnival Corporation, Arnold Donald, as keynote speaker. The theme is Economic Development Reimagined and how new approaches benefit the entire city. It will also showcase the Business Alliance's inclusive new business model and its critical work to ensure long-term prosperity for all New Orleanians. The New Orleans Business Alliance is one of the only economic development organizations nationwide committed to greater financial security for everyone, especially those who face racial or other economic barriers. This event will provide a unique opportunity for local businesses and professionals alike to learn about the organization's various talent and workforce development programs, neighborhood development, and small business growth initiatives. Purchase tickets today at nolaba.org.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Man. Hey, welcome back to the Talk J Radio Show. This is Jerome Morgan in the building. Man, listen, we are extremely excited. If you've been listening, thank you to all of our first-time listeners and viewers by Facebook, Instagram, all these other social media platforms. We like to say thank you. Listen, call in real fast, 504-260-9265. I really want to take this little small segment and really allow Mr. Jerome Morgan, man. I really want you to, if there's some young brothers out there, man, listening right now, I got wind that you got a book out there, man. You love mentoring. Just, man, talk to these youngins, man.
Well, yeah, we have a book out. It's entitled Unbreakable Resolve, Triumph of Story, Three True Gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote it along with Robert Jones and Daniel Rito, who are also co-founders of our youth organization that we have, Freedom Foundations. That's freedom spelled capital F-R-E-E hyphen, capital D-E-M, foundations with an S. And, it's spelled that way because as we, relieved ourselves from our situation of being wrongfully convicted, freedom is important to us, but we feel like we could never be free.
Yeah.
Unless all of us are free.
Unless all of us free.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and our whole society needs to understand that. You know what I'm saying? As much as we don't provide for other people and they're in a state of desperation, that put all of us at jeopardy. And so we have to do everything we can to free those people from feeling like they, in desperation. Mm-hmm. We wrote this book, for young people going through their struggles, just to let them know no matter what you're going through, you can find your way out. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that simply right now, but, if you get the book and read the book, you'll find those Jews that you need to get over those frustrations and struggles. And
man,
that you
Jerome, man, we got a couple of callers just calling into the Talk to Your Radio Show. Come on, Jazz, caller number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Caller.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I am awesome. This is Montriniki Williams.
Hey, my cousin. Hey, my baby.
Hey, cousin.
How you doing?
I've been watching the show. This is actually my first time calling, but not my first time watching it. I am particularly interested in this segment because I actually was just with Jerome this past week at the Youth Study Center.
Okay.
Hi, Jerome.
Hey, Ms. Williams. How you doing?
That's my cousin, man.
Hey, yes. Thank you.
Very small world, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're all fighting the same fight.
Outstanding young man there. I actually just finished up the book last week.
Thank you.
Daniel is a really good friend of mine, Jonathan, just so you know.
Yeah.
So it looks like we have a little connection there.
That's right.
This subject, about the youth and how they're involved in partnering with, different organizations, it's near and dear to my heart because I see the need. I see what's going on with the youth, and I see the lack of parenting in those kids' lives. And I mean, when we were at the Youth Study Center, I saw one young man, he looked like he was all of 8 years old, just lost. You know what I mean? So, what they're doing is it's very necessary, very necessary.
Man, we're going to keep on, cousin, doing your thing. And I know Mr. Jerome going to do his thing. Come on, next caller, Jazz. Thank you so very much.
No problem.
Hello, hi, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Just wanted to tell you thank you, and I'm so proud of you for what you're doing, and we really have to focus on prevention.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to get the book. Make sure you put out where we can get it, where we can order it.
Absolutely.
And try to reach some young people before they get in situations.
Absolutely.
And I'm so sorry about what happened to you, but very proud of the work that you're doing.
It's all for a purpose.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much. We'll make sure we put that out.
Yeah, the book you can find at Amazon.com. For right now, you can contact me at 504-715-9869. And we also have a barbershop at 1212 St. Bernard Avenue.
All righty, thank you.
Thank you so very much for calling in. Hey, man, Jerome, man, I want to say thank you so very much, man, from the bottom of my heart.
Appreciate it, man.
As a pastor, man, we're gonna connect and make sure we try our best to do everything we could
whenever you want me back,
to stay abreast of all that's going on in society. And, of course, I'm always trying to prevent a lot of those things. So we had Councilman Jason Williams just a couple of weeks ago to talk about some of this curfew and juvenile crime that's plaguing our city. And, man, we want to say thank you again from Talk J Radio Show and being with us again. Hey, listen, we're going to take one more break before we bring the brothers on and talk about everything. I mean everything. We're going to talk about the West Bank, the East Bank, the crime, corruption, Golden State, Kawhi against all odds. We'll be right back.
All right, man.
In whole water news, the city of New Orleans hasn't been the same since Pastor Patin started to expose the truth about alkaline oxygenated water.
My job is to inform you of the new things that are happening around the world pertaining to your health.
How do you plead? Your Honor, I plead guilty.
But not only water for your life, but water for your sustainability. If your body is acidic, listen closely. That is where cancer, diabetes, hypertension.
Testimony after testimony of people drinking alkaline oxygenated water and feeling and looking and living better.
Pastor David Patin, you have been charged with 3 counts of exposing the truth about alkaline, ionized, microclustered, oxygenated water. How do you plead? Your Honor, I plead guilty. This court accepts your plea of guilty, and in accordance, this court finds you guilty on all 3 counts.
What will happen to Pastor Patin? As more and more people are exposed to the truth about this water, we will have to wait and see what the judge will say next.
How do you plead? Your Honor, I plead guilty.
But until then, get your hands on alkaline oxygenated water by calling 504-701-4711 and try it for yourself. We will keep you informed on alkaline oxygenated water as things develop.
How do you plead? Your Honor, I plead guilty.
If you're a small business owner, you know what you mean to your customers. You're the local pro, a neighborhood problem solver, a person in their community they know will treat them right. State Farm agent Ben Guillory is no different. Ben runs a small business in New Orleans too, and he's perfectly positioned to help you understand your needs and help you protect your small business. Stop in or talk with State Farm agent Ben Guillory for small business insurance today.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Ow! That thing there, boy. I love that beat, man. I love that beat. Hey, welcome back to the Talk J Radio Show. I mean, it's Friday. Jazz got the clapping going on back there. Man, I'm so excited. Listen, first half of this show really took me, man. Kind of blew my mind and caused my thoughts to start running rapid of how we can continue to help our young men and young girls in our community today to prevent them from being caught up in all this type of stuff. We talked a little bit about Central Park 5, not a little bit, a lot bit, with Mr. Jerome Morgan, who was exonerated after 20 years in Angola for something he did not do. Man, that's get his book, Unbreakable Resolve, right now, Amazon, and all of those who are your first time listening, your first time checking us out on Facebook, first time checking us out on Instagram, do me a big favor, go to Facebook right now, and we have all of Mr. Jerome Morgan information on there. You got to get the book. I already told him, just go down and put me a box to the side, because I think every young man that I run into, I'm going to make sure I put that book in their hand. But listen, this second half of Talk J Radio Show, I'm so excited to have my brothers in the studio this evening with me, man. These guys, I don't call everybody brother. I call people friends, or I call people, but I don't call them brothers, And so these guys have been more than just friends and more than just people. And so I thought it was amazing to bring these guys on this show with Mr. Jerome Morgan, because we didn't get caught up in those type of things. And so we're fortunate not to go through what they went through and to talk about just life, friendship, family, faith, future, business, all these other type of things. I don't know who I'm going to say first, but I think I'm going to shoot it over there. We have Mr. Willie Franklin in the studio with us. Welcome to the Talk J Radio Show, man.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure.
Get a little close to that mic.
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure.
Jazz, give him the hand clap, Jazz. Give him the hand clap, Jazz. We got Mr. Willie Franklin in the studio with us. And we have Mr. Marquise Brantley in the studio with us this evening, man.
What's up, family?
This is
my man Jay, my man Will. This is blessed right here.
It's like
man,
old times right
crazy,
here, man.
Man. We
definitely
sleeping
like
on each other's floors, watching magazines. Ebony magazine? No.
Hey. You can't talk about everything.
Hold up now.
Hey, listen, man. Welcome to the Talk J Radio Show, man. It gives my heart great joy to have both of you all in the studio today. It's and to be honest, man, every man don't have that privilege to be able to look back down through his childhood and be able to grab some of his brothers to come in. They're either in prison or they dead or they strung out on drugs, and we all have some of those brothers and stuff like that, man. Yeah. So, but listen, man, I want to introduce you to the Talk J Radio audience. By the way, call in 504-260-9265 to all of our first time listeners and viewers by Facebook and Instagram. We thank you so very much for chiming in, man. Mr. Willie, how life been, man?
Man, life's been beautiful, man. I can't complain at all, man.
Wife and 2 kids.
Beautiful kids. And everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
It's living, man.
On Instagram, style by Will. Come on, man. Tell me a little about that fashion thing real fast.
Oh, man, I'm trying to do big things with that, man. It's something that, I started as just a passion and turned into a business, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Moving forward, trying to get things started, man, trying to grow.
Mr. Marquise Brantley, man,
yes,
you say, man? How life been for you, bro?
Man, I can't complain, but it don't make no sense to. Why?
Come on.
Focus on the good,
you
man.
Can, but you won't.
And that's the goal, man. Just every single day, finding something that you're grateful for, man, and dwelling on it. That's it, bro. Life is beautiful.
All of us graduated from John Eric High School.
Did we?
And,
That's right. Did
they let us walk or we graduated?
Yeah.
What's
I almost didn't let us walk.
We out.
They wanted to get rid of us, or they really allow us to pass because of our achievement. But listen, man, y'all was in the studio with me a few seconds ago with Mr. Jerome Morgan. And his story literally left all of us speechless as it relates to society. When we was in high school and all that kind of stuff. Here's the thing that I really wanted to press on, that we wasn't that far removed from experiencing what he experienced.
No.
Talk about that, man, when you hear his story, knowing you went to parties and knowing that we probably did worse than what he did.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And we wouldn't try to help nobody, but go ahead.
Man. You just...
Not me, them, y'all. Not me.
You're young and you're kind of numb to that kind of stuff, so you never think the worst things like that can happen. You'd be in jail for that long, and fighting for your life.
You don't think that can happen.
You don't think that, Nobody tells you that, hey, when you go out, you need to be looking for this and this. You got to live that on your own.
Wow. Come on, Marquise, chime in on that, man. We weren't that far removed, man.
Just like you said,
a lot of parties.
I remember those parties where the gunshots rang out and we all running.
It was normal.
Yeah.
Man, we could have been in that same boat, man. So
we was at one of them, right? We
yeah,
stuck in the
plenty
building.
of them. Yeah.
Hey, don't say that, man.
Multiple.
Don't say that. Don't say plenty. You want to say one or half of one. Jazz, you can't.
It's real life,
saying that on here. But man, you remember the one that we was stuck in the building?
Oh yeah.
They was shooting down downstairs shooting each other cars up, and we were stuck upstairs, not knowing whether the gunman was going to come upstairs or not. But I'm really blown away that we wasn't that far removed from the same environment, the same scenario, but some way, somehow, we was fortunate not to get caught up in those lives. Now, how grateful are you for that? You know, I mean, you know, we really, in a few minutes, we're going to talk about sports and all that kind of stuff. But, man, you know, some stuff ought to make you really think back and thank God, you know, at the end of the day, that here's a brother who was 17 years of age, had to spend 20 years behind bars for something he did not do, and was in some of the same predicaments that we were in. Yeah. But unfortunately, we didn't have to go down that road. I'm grateful. Come on, man.
The biggest takeaway I got from Jerome when he was speaking, man, is he wasn't going to allow that system, which is designed to corrupt you, and transform you into something worse than when you came in. He said he wasn't going to allow that to happen in his proof. He was sitting here.
Strong, man.
He
very strong.
Fell in love with writing, wrote a book. He living his dreams out. Yeah. And he's making a positive impact from that experience and not allowing it to consume him, man. That's awesome.
So, Willie, is that encouraging, man? Because you know, here's the truth. The same system that is in prison is some of the same systems that's out here, right? Yeah. And it might not be as, you know, harsh, but we have some stuff out here that try to break us, right? Especially as men. And I can't wait for next week. We have a Kingsman panel for Father's Day edition. But, man, how encouraging is that, man?
I mean, I look at it like this, man. I mean, you know, it can happen to anybody, but he took it and, you know, he got out of there, and now he's doing bigger and better things. So sometimes you look at your life and you think that you have it bad, and you don't realize how other people really have it bad, you know?
Man, I forgot all the problems I had when he was talking, man. I'm serious. I started thinking about what I'm not doing that I could be doing to really help more and more young men and young women, but his story was so compelling. And to look back over our lives, and we young, black, African-American males, and trying our best to raise our kids and do the best for our families and things of that nature, man, and how privileged we are not to be able to go behind those bars. I spent just a couple of I didn't mean to say. I spent a couple of hours behind there, but
I'm with you.
I can't go with you on that. Too light skinned for that.
I just had a couple hours, and I said, man, I'm not sure about that. But I do want to give a big shout out to all of those who are behind bars to keep their head up and to be inspired, not just by the Central Park 5 story, but by Jerome Morgan's story that thing can turn around for you. And that's what he said. He said there was a bleaker hope. Yeah. And he knew the truth. To be able to hold on to through some of the darkest hours, of his life. And I was really, honestly, I was just saying this the other day, man. If I had to sit in front of a person like Jerome Morgan or Cora Wise, man, you know how difficult that is to be able to try to explain to them. Yeah. 20 years of your life was behind bars, and you know and there's no shade or nothing or bashful against the Christian faith. I think sometimes we're insensitive to the pain of others, and we just want to, we think we can encourage them by just throwing some encouraging slogans, colloquialisms, and all that church jargon, and it's going to be all right. Oh, it was good you went through it. Man, how you tell a person he behind bar 20 years? It was just, I mean, that don't sound good. Come on, Marquis.
When you look at this situation, what we're talking about, my man Jerome experienced that just from an innocent party, just going out to have fun. We all did the same things. Yeah. Because we didn't get caught up. What's the typical Christian response? Man, God is good. Yeah. Was God bad to Jerome? Is that what you're saying? You know what I mean?
Whoa, boy.
Where is that line drawn, right?
Yeah, like how you
speak to that, man.
How you speak to that, and we all spiritual and Christians in this studio, and we know the end result, and we know all things work together for the good. I think sometimes we just have to be very cautious about what we say to certain people to try to make ourselves look big and try to create some immediate relief as if he won't never think back over 20 years. I'm glad you said that, man, about was God bad to him? Is God good to somebody else? Right. And how you differentiate between the hardship somebody else go through is not your pain and your struggle. I think all of us have our own struggles in our own individual ways. Yep. And the truth of the matter is, all of us are developed in some film room the Lord have us in. He's going to develop us through something, right? Jerome's development came through his circumstance. Our development came through some other circumstance. But I really wanted Jerome to answer this question, but he gone now. I wanted to know, was the party at Pontchartrain popping?
He said it was popping.
He said it was popping. I want to know who's the DJ and and stuff like that. I don't know if there was really having 50 Cent a WAP parties. We used to have them in the project, but I'm not. I just said something.
But I mean, for me, I like I said, he came out of 20 years, man, and still being productive.
Yeah, strong, man.
Yeah. He still could have broke after he got out of there.
Yeah,
he's still
that's true.
Pushing,
that's a message for everybody who is out and never went in, who's struggling with productivity and getting their dreams off the ground, right? Hey, if this man can do that after all that oppression he experienced for that long, talking 2 decades, solitary confinement for, what do you say, months at a time?
A year.
Said, man, if he can break through that, hey, man, we don't have any excuses. So that's encouraging to all of us, man.
And one of the things he said that I thought was very, very cool, well, very important that all of us understood. He understood the attack.
Yeah.
And he understood what the system was trying to do to him. And so sometimes we don't understand the attack. And so we start fighting the wrong people. We start doing certain things to try to, what psychologists said, become our coping mechanisms. But for him to have that discernment, I would call it, to discover what kind of attack it was and what they was trying to morph him into, right? And try to create this demon, this animal, and bring something out of him. And he said something so, man, that could have took the whole hour. But he said something. He said, I refused to come out worse than when I came in. Yeah. I was going to stay true to who I was, no matter the difference. That's powerful, man.
That's the truth, man.
Man, that'll preach in Uganda. That'll preach all over America for a person to be able to say, I refuse to allow any circumstance to make me worse than what I am.
That'll preach in Angola.
That'll preach in Alcatraz and Rikers Island and all. But hey, look, that's enough, man, because I'm gonna stay in there all day. I do want to say this. There's a young man by the name of P.J. Miller. I hope he's watching via Facebook and all those type of things, man.
Shout us out.
And P.J. Miller was one of my students at Progressive Christian Academy, and I was his mentor and brought him up through the ranks. On the 10th of June, he's launching his clothing line called The 10th. All of those who are watching by Facebook, I have a shirt on that he have and a hat and all of those type of things. And we're going to have all this information on our Facebook platform so you can go and purchase. And this guy's a brilliant guy. By the way, it's PJ birthday, man. I don't shout out a lot of people because people don't support people, and I'm very particular about reciprocity. But PJ has been an amazing young man, and to see him implement those lessons that we taught him some years ago is very fascinating, man.
Awesome.
Can y'all help me say
PJ.
Happy birthday to PJ? Paul Miller.
Congrats on the nuptials.
Oh,
awesome,
congrats on it, man. Hey, look, now PJ out the way. Now, come on, man. Who gonna win this game tonight, Willie? Who gonna win this game, Willie?
Golden State,
what you gonna do now, Willie?
Golden State gonna pull this off right here.
The Dub Nation or what?
Y'all
they broke down. They broke down right now, man. What you think?
Hey, Steph Curry mad, man.
So why they lost that last game?
Got a lot of injuries, man. Kawhi and them came with it on their mind, man. They made it happen. But these boys have experience, man.
They have.
Kawhi does too now, but. This whole team.
Green on the Rapture have a little experience.
Green been having a good series, man.
Yeah. And I don't know the other guy's name. It was like the tall 43, 42, whatever his number is. He's just all over. He's like a little snake on the thing, man. He's everywhere. What'd you say?
Yeah, he's pretty good. You talking about play with Kawhi and him, huh?
Yeah,
he's pretty good. I can't think his name either, but he's definitely making it happen.
I think Raptors winning because of Drake. What you think? Light skin in? What's up?
I hope Drake keep that up, but it ain't gonna work out for you, Drake. I'm sorry, man.
What you say, Mark? Who you think you win tonight, man?
Will over here crushing Drake dreams, man.
Hey, man, I got you, man.
Next album gonna be a flop because of this, man.
Who
man,
winning, man?
I don't know, man. I don't know nothing about basketball, man.
Oh, come on,
He don't know
man.
about basketball.
Come
He
on,
used to be playing
man.
people for basketball.
Come on,
I don't know
man.
nothing. I'm out of touch, man. I ain't see a single game this season, man.
Man,
I
I barely caught that game. Hey, look, well, I've been looking at highlights. It's been rough this week, but man, I think me personally, I think the Warriors gonna pull it off, but it's gonna be tough though. It won't come easy. You let me ask you. You think he talking to LeBron James right now? You think Steph talking to LeBron?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Nah.
Not even through text message?
Not even KD talking to him. KD
Man, you crazy. I'll be calling everybody right now.
They talking to Kawhi.
This Mayday type situation.
This Drake.
Trying to get on the side somewhere. But man, I think Golden State gonna pull it off in 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I should have said it like that, but
hey, you're a prophet.
There you go. Gotta be careful what I say. I think Golden State gonna pull it off. They're gonna win it, but it's gonna be tough though, man. It's I don't know if the narrative on both sides of the ball, which narrative is better. Is it three-peat with a broke down team, Steph Curry came to the rescue, or Kawhi against all odds, he didn't have, he have that model like a LeBron James, and he came up against Golden State. I don't know which narrative is the best narrative for the analysts and the sports newspaper and all the rest of that stuff. People they take to those narratives. So
they're professionals, man.
Yeah,
they gonna spin either one, man.
Yeah, they can spin either one.
Yeah.
Now let me ask y'all a question. Now every brother who listens to the Talk to the Radio show gonna watch Facebook and all this type of stuff. You do know, I don't know if they believe it, but I believe Vegas has something to do with it. And
some wild things happen.
Some wild things happen on the point spreads and all the rest of that stuff.
New Orleans Saints, man.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Man, you almost made Jazz Dreads flop up just.
I was about to throw a flag just now on that one, man.
Hey, man,
You almost threw a flag on that? Man, look.
I know you're a Dallas fan,
that's
but
a rabbit hole,
man. Come on, don't say that. They
don't
know that yet.
Hey, I just saw viewers drop. Uh-oh.
They don't know that yet, man. They don't know I'm a Dallas Cowboy.
Oh, they don't know that.
Oh, Jazz just fell out the chair.
Nah, they know.
Oh, Lord. Man, I went to the game in Dallas, man. Boy, I'm in that thing, man. Dallas won. And I'm riding with all Saints people now. I'm talking about.
My last December?
Yeah, I'm talking about, man, boy, I wore a Daz Bryant jersey, but everybody was like, Daz don't play for Dallas, but it was twofold, I had a Dallas jersey on,
right?
With that, but Daz was signed with the Saints. I didn't know if it made sense at all. That's the only jersey I had, really, honestly.
I know.
And I really didn't make it to the.
I know.
I really didn't make it to the store for it, so I just try to be a homeboy. But since we're in sports, man, you think Saints gonna get it this year?
I don't know, man. I have to see it, man. I got to see where them boys at right now, man.
Yeah.
I know Jazz won't come through the window right now and talk.
I ain't been following
He want a mic right now. He itching in. Man, you crazy, brother. Man, you crazy. I mean, come on, man. Saints going to get it. Come on, man. Seriously. I mean, they did their thing last year.
They did their thing last year, man. After they cheated us, but it's all right, man.
Yeah, no flag.
No flag.
Man, you should have seen this city. Something serious though, man.
Yeah.
This city here
passionate.
Is something serious. These people here, man, they walking around for all these holidays with referee outfits on and all the rest of that stuff, man.
Did you see the float? The parade float?
The whole float was?
Man, the referee with the blindfold. Oh, man.
You serious?
Oh, yeah. It was hilarious.
Making Instagram skits.
They had the guy with the walking around with the stick, man, and with the referee outfit on. Yeah, I thought that was very funny. But, man, I do want to thank both of y'all for coming in, man, and being brothers down through the years and showing what brotherly love really is.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And we try to talk every day. But y'all, you know what? Y'all don't answer the phone for me.
That's true.
Let's just go ahead and put this out there right now for these next couple of seconds. Y'all answer the phone for me.
I'm about to end this show like Birdman. That's what I'm about to do.
Is you finished? I just want y'all to know, all right?
I call you back. I always call you back sometimes.
I always call you back. You just hurry up and take your time. That's what it is. You really hurry up and take your time.
You're gonna stop sending me those text messages. He's in a meeting and all that. We're gonna get to that next. You know, both of y'all.
Offline.
Well, I'm glad my mama ain't listening. Damn it, that too. Hey, listen, man. I really want to say thank y'all, man, for being brothers and being positive role models in our community and trying your best to do as much as you could for your family.
Man, thank you, man, for being true to yourself and
continuing
on what you told us you was gonna do, man. You doing
sure
it.
did.
Right.
We gonna hold on to that, man.
Hey, we got
listen,
our podcast coming.
That's right. I'm about to get ready to say, man.
What ready, cat out the bag.
Oh, you done launched it on Talk J Radio.
I didn't mean to say that too early.
Oh man. We about to have a podcast be released in a couple of weeks, a couple of months. We're working on it right now.
That's
Us
right.
three, man, this is about to be like crazy. I'm not sure if everybody ready for that type of dialogue and conversation. It can swing. The pendulum can swing from nah. I can't bring the pastor on the podcast.
Come on with it.
Bring whatever you want. Bring it.
Man, listen, thank you all so very, very much. I want to say thank you to Mr. Jerome Morgan once again for sharing his story.
Yes, sir.
And I hope that it's spread throughout the entire world. Thank you to all of our listeners today. Thank you to all of those who called in. Hey, listen, whatever you do this weekend, be safe. Obey the curfews that's happening every single week that our city have placed on our kids. And I pray that those property crimes go down every single day and our city can become more conducive to allowing our kids to be in North Parks and all of those things. Mm-hmm. Do me a big favor, go run to social media and follow us on Facebook at Jonathan Everett, Instagram at Talk J Radio Show, and whatever you do this weekend, get to church. Let me do this before we get ready to launch out of here. Next week, we have a special edition. It's called, for Father's Day, it's called the Kingsman Panel. We bringing 3 or 4 brothers in here who's single, who married. They got some side pieces, main squeeze. I don't know what they have. They from the hood and up to no good, but they're going to be up in here talking about fatherhood, family, their perspectives about females in the 21st century, and talking about their faith and their future. Hey, listen, this Pastor Everett signing off, man. Thank y'all again once again. That beat something serious.
Yeah,
that beat something serious. That beat something
What's
serious.
The flow, Pastor?
That beat something serious. Yo, ho.
All right, stop
I done came up. Hey, y'all have a fantastic weekend. What's up? I hope you enjoyed the Talk to Your Radio Show. Listen, special shout out to Venetia Everett from the Credit Boutique, Oliver Thomas from the Morning Show, the Early Birds. We say thank you to both of them for being on Talk J Radio. Don't forget Friday. It's almost Friday. Friday at 3 p.m. on WBOK 1230 a.m. We will be live. You know, we talk about stuff other people don't want to talk about. Tell everybody. Tell your friends. Download the app. Click the link. We're going to be live.